Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Frack the Canon in Frack the Canondom. This time we're going to go back to one of an old cartoon. But before we begin, so I want to bring up the drinking game. Remember that. This time we say touch face, say or like, and I'm going to introduce ourselves. So we got CJ McCree from Milwaukee. We got Renee Nalani and Tyler Weist. Hello, guys. How you guys doing? Since I last saw you a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I've seen you guys every time because I've been editing. So we'll talk about Dragon Ball, the first Dragon Ball.
So my favorite part is the end of the King Piccolo season.
Mm-hmm.
When Goku punched through him and then he threw up the egg. Because I think that's just a culmination of like the start of like the serious Dragon Ball and how it all climaxed there. And really up until that point, like it didn't really feel like anyone could beat Piccolo, and then it really came to that desperation moment. And that's like, I mean, aside from Krillin dying, that's like the first like what the heck just happened moment for me in Dragon Ball.
I forgot Krillin dies. Krillin dies all the freaking time. What the hell?
There's Yamcha that dies all the time.
Yeah, Yamcha dies more in Z. Actually, they die all the same amount in Z, but
pretty much.
Krillin at least puts up a fight
Just
before
all
he
the
dies.
Z fighters, huh?
I forgot about King Piccolo. I totally forgot about King Piccolo because the Piccolo I know is the one that we see in the one who trained Gohan.
Technically, his clone son.
Yeah, right. Because what it is, that's because he grew himself. But that's a good one. That's I think the beginning of maybe seeing OP Goku, baby OP Goku. Something we'll talk on later on in other episodes. But no, that's a good one. Renee.
What I do remember from Dragon Ball was Oolong. I think that was his name, Oolong, making that wish for a pair of panties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't have too many memories about just that the Dragon Balls and they made a wish for panties.
For a wish for Patty?
Yeah.
That's
you don't remember that?
I do remember. I forgot about that, but I'm surprised you remember that. It's a thing.
It stood out.
You wish for that a lot.
That's the first wish in the whole. Sorry, that's the first wish in the whole series.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Before everything got super.
Yeah, it was.
Before everything got all super serious.
I totally forgot about that. I don't. Oh my god, that's right. That was the first wish.
Yeah.
All right, CJ,
That's funny because that actually is one of my favorite moments from Dragon Ball. I like to mention it. That is one of my favorite moments. I remember seeing that as a kid and like being so enraptured in that scene because they're looking for the Dragon Balls this whole season, and like they get them, and like it's like building up to this huge moment, and he just like runs out there. I wish for a pair of underwear, and it's like. It's so like because it's like anticlimactic and it just like breaks you all the way down. It's like hilarious.
Yeah.
Because you're just like so tense. Like you're like, what's gonna happen? And it's like, boom, he got panties. Like, like they've been chasing this the whole time.
That cartoon is so borderline. I don't know. Like there's so much sexuality in that show because CJ, please tell me. I'm like, because what was his name? Master Roshi? Also, like, every time he saw a pretty girl, he saw Bulma, like, he would just get crazy. Every time he saw a pretty woman, every time he would see, like, a scantily clad dressed woman, he'd be like, I'm like, whenever, like, I saw that when I was, like, 7 or 8, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is this cartoon? Like, I thought it was supposed to be about these kids.
It's very...
What's up?
It's very Japanese. I was just saying it's very Japanese.
It is, they kind of went away from that a little bit they didn't win a lot in the later seasons, in the later shows, but I forgot about how, for lack of a better word, perverted? I don't know what else I would call it. Like,
yeah, you lack a better word.
What would you call it then?
Oh, boy.
No, I mean that's yeah.
Because do you want to use your favorite moment, CJ?
Well, okay, yeah. What I was talking about, Renee, is just like that's what I'm saying. It's not my favorite. It's just one of the most memorable things of Dragon Ball is like this idea that like Goku is like this kind of like wild kid, like removed from kind of human society, and like so like every time like he would meet a girl, like it's like he had never met a girl before, and so like every time he would meet a girl, like to check the difference between them, like he'd like pat them on the crotch, and it's like what like what am I watching right now? Like what the heck is happening here? And it's like that's just like that, like I say is the most memorable because it like stands out. It like it's so jarring to see. It's like, oh my gosh, like what is this? Like every other aspect of the show is like so tame, but like then all of a sudden you see this.
It's funny because I don't remember watching that episode, but I remember in Mexico, with my family, and Dragon Ball's huge in Latin America, huge in Mexico, and I found the manga of Dragon Ball, and I was reading, I think it was issue 1, and I was reading it, and my dad, like, I don't know how he got hold of it, but he goes, "What the frack are you reading? What is this?" I'm like, "They're Japanese. I don't know what to say." Like I was 8, 9. I'm like, "What am I supposed to say to this?" But yeah, it is very, very sexual. I don't know, but it was funny. It made me laugh. Like Goku's naive innocence, for lack of a better, his innocence of being. Because one of my favorite moments is when he finds out he's fighting his grandpa. He starts breaking down.
¡No puede ser! ¡Imposible! ¡Tú eres!
No tienes remedio, eres muy distraído. Apenas te diste cuenta. Claro que soy yo, hijo.
Pero si eres mi abuelito, eres mi abuelito. ¡Abuelito! ¡Abuelito!
Mi querido Goku. Ven a mis brazos.
¡Abuelito! ¡Eres mi abuelito!
Espera.
That to me, like I cried like a little bitch because that moment got to me. At least in the Mexican version, the Latin American version, like the actress's voice starts cracking, and I just started cracking too. And that's something that I don't think we see a lot of anymore in Goku, in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, is his big heart, his good-heartedness. We saw it a lot in Dragon Ball, but that kind of went away in Z and in Super.
I think that's one reason why Dragon Ball is actually so fantastic, is it does allow the characters to shine a lot, especially Goku. And it's not weighed down by the explosions and the endless transformations and the endless leveling up that Dragon Ball Z is cursed with. It doesn't have the power level curse. In fact, to win a fight in the original Dragon Ball, it's not about who's strongest, it's about who's the most cunning. And that is definitely lost to some extent in Dragon Ball Z, especially in the later seasons. And also, I just want to point out that Dragon Ball plays to Akira Toriyama's strength. Prior to Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama was many things, but primarily he was a gag manga writer and manga. And Z and Super, they are not gag mangas, whereas Dragon Ball still is pretty much a gag manga.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's definitely a lot more enjoyable. It's a lot more lighthearted. It's a lot more hopeful. I felt there was something about Goku as a little kid. I'm like, and I like that his mission was just to get back. Didn't at one point he lose his grandpa's Dragon Ball and he was trying to get it back in Dragon Ball, or was that?
Yeah, that was a story arc.
The first 3 seasons are him trying to get back his grandpa's Dragon Ball. The first episode, Bulma tries to take the Dragon Ball.
To touch a little bit on what Tyler was saying though, is like, and I agree, like the whole like Dragon Ball, it kind of has like the most heart out of all of the 3 series. Mm-hmm. And like Dragon Ball was more, he was saying Dragon Ball was more about the characters and the adventure that they're going on, rather than like Dragon Ball Z, which is more geared towards the fight, like getting to the fight. Right. And you know, Dragon Ball Super almost to a lesser degree, but still is very centered on that, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of about the action. But Dragon Ball was different. Like, you know what I mean? It had like this. It was just like this adventure story. You know what I mean? Like, it was just the story of, you know, Goku palling around and, you know, trying to find the Dragon Balls. You know what I mean? Like the title of the show.
No, I out of the three, it's definitely my favorite. The one I've revisited the least because it was just like it's just one of my. To me, it's just almost perfect. It's a little kid on an adventure with this really strong kid who eventually becomes, we'll talk about OP, overpowered. But it was just a little kid having fun, like trying to fight to become stronger. But that's yeah. But overall, like I have great memories of Dragon Ball. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything that comes near it lately. I don't think I could or say anything that matches it today or comes close to it. Like that's still one of my favorite childhood shows. Yeah.
Do you mean in terms of quality or like how it's told?
How it's told? It's because it is very like it's an adventure story, right? It's like it's pretty much based on Journey to the West or Journey to the East, based on the Chinese mythology story, right? Yeah, Journey to the West.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, it was just fun. It was really, I thought, really well told, and I had fun. Like I said, the Goku's naivety, Goku's innocence. I had to look at that fucking word.
Naivete.
Naivete. Is that right? Naivete?
Yeah.
That's so Frasier-esque. Goku's naivete. And then, but at a certain point, it was kind of grating. Like, I'm like, oh my god, get smart, kid. All right, so one thing that I want to talk about that I don't think we talked about, his tail and him becoming an ape at a full moon. Does anyone else miss that? Does anyone else like that? Like, would you want to see that come back?
What I like about the Ozuru transformation is that it establishes something really interesting, and I think it's why Goku is actually a more interesting character than Superman, at least in the origin level, because Goku actually killed his grandpa. It'd be as if Superman accidentally kills his, like the Kents, and didn't know about it because of this whatever transformation this is. The Ozuru transformation, what I like about it is it makes you this out of control monster that wants to kill everything, and that's fantastic. And what I like too about it is in Dragon Ball Z, we can talk about that in the next episode, in the later episode. But in Dragon Ball Z, it's really interesting to me that you come to find out that a Saiyan can actually learn how to control the Ozuru transformation, and that makes it even more impactful in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I mean, I think it was a cool form. I thought it was. I mean, like again, like remembering like this whole arc, like watching as a kid, like as a fan of Dragon Ball, and like being a kid and watching them get to that moment. You know what I mean? And it's like, whoa, dude, like you know, as an American, like. What is this guy? Aware King Kong? Like, you know what I mean? As an American, like you're like this, you have like
That's a
no
good way to
reference for
describe
like
it.
what you're seeing. You know what I mean? You're like, this is crazy. This is awesome. Like I had never really seen anything like this. We don't have any heroes over here that act like that behave in that manner. You know what I mean? Like this dude, like he has this crazy form that makes him supremely powerful, but also like yeah, he loses complete control. Like he's a danger. He's just as dangerous as he is powerful.
And that's something that I really enjoy too, because he like Tyler was saying, he is Clark Kent. He is a Superman like character. But the fact that he was so innocent, he know his own, so he didn't know how to control it. He took it on his own. And then the him going like this. I've never heard it described as a were King Kong. I like that. But I wish we would see that more with Goten and what's
Trunks.
No, not Trunks.
Gohan's daughter.
Yeah, Gohan's daughter.
Pan.
Was it Pan?
Is
No,
it Pan?
that's Vegeta's daughter.
No.
Pan is GT. Pan is like GT.
Oh yeah, Pan is GT. No, but she was born.
But it is Goku. It is their daughter though.
Yeah. It's Canon now.
It's still Pan. It's Pan and Super too.
Goten and Pan and Trunks don't have tails because Akira Toriyama literally forgot that Saiyan babies have tails. And
And he later tried to hide it by saying that, oh, maybe it's just like a recessive gene where maybe you have it and maybe you don't.
Probably like a gene thing where it's that 50-50 chance that they come out full-blown Saiyan or not. Because
It's like
their moms are
recessive.
humans.
Yeah, like how. I mean,
So
it
now
would be.
I wonder if there's like a sect of them like that were born on planet Vegeta that didn't have tails and they're like made fun of because like they're tailless, you know, like
Probably. Ooh.
like their form of racism, you know what I mean? You tailless freak, get out of my restaurant.
Hey,
We don't serve your kind here. Get your
Akirama,
tailless behind out of here.
Akirama, if you see this. Alrighty, that's all I have.
The door hits you on your non-tail.
There is a line.
There was even a line in Z where Raditz was like, Kakarot, you even let them take your tail off? Where's your pride, Saiyan?
There's some evidence for that.
Oh, what if it's like some kind of like their form of circumcision? They have to decide if they want to keep the tail or not.
All right,
Oh man.
that's all I have in Dragon Ball. Anything anyone want to say before we say goodbye?
Yeah.
Really? You're gonna end it on that?
About Dragon Ball.
Yes, we're gonna end it on that. We're ending on Super Saiyan.
Dragon Ball.
We are ending on Super Saiyan circumcisions. Sorry, Ty, you said something?
No.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, Dragon Ball is super influential. We all know Dragon Ball is influential, but I think the biggest and most important reason why Dragon Ball is so influential is because Goku is the best written flat arc character in anime. And flat arc, what flat arc means is a character that doesn't change in the story, doesn't develop, and it's a character that's so consistent to who they are, is that they actually change not only the characters around them but also the story around them. The character is so strong in who they are that the character actually bends the story to what their goals are. And there's many clones that have been attempted at Goku. I think most notably 3: Gon and Hunter x Hunter, Luffy, One Piece, Naruto, and Naruto. But even Gon, Luffy, and Naruto, they change as characters way more than Goku ever does. In fact, Goku hardly changes at all. And because of their lack of the ability to stay true to who they are as the character you are introduced to in the beginning of the story, I think is why Goku stands out so much more as a character, and why I think just how present Dragon Ball is, even for all their series, Ball, Z, and Super. That's why it's so present beyond just Japan. Like Dragon Ball Z and Super, like they're bigger than, in some ways, anime in other countries. It's because of how well written Goku is as a character. Even if he just seems dumb and uninteresting, it's actually, he is super well written.
Well, there we go. That's interesting. Yeah, I've never thought about that. Good point. Alrighty, we'll see you guys. Thank you for joining us for this episode of talking about Balls of the Dragon. See you same fracking time, same fracking channel. Frack off.